P5, best finish this season. You did say earlier, I saw you wanted to just go out and drive a bit. You certainly did that. Was that sort of the approach you were taking for this?
Yeah, I was very relaxed all day. Like, I'm quite I'm comfortable in all conditions, to be honest. Like, it's a nice feeling to be confident and relaxed. And I was surprised that they actually let the race go ahead after the first 2 safety car laps, because the visibility was terrible. It was all right once the sort of race spread out a bit, but it's very, very bad at the start. I mean, turn 1 we couldn't see anything. So, but yeah, overall the race went pretty well. The first third of the race, like up until the red flag and just after the red flag, bit of a lack of fortune, and also some other teams being very quick with taking attack mode straight away. I think that was very clever. That put Buemi 4th basically in that race, because I don't think they actually had very good pace. I think that strategy was very clever. And then we sort of panic reacted a couple of laps later and got no fortune out of that 2-minute attack mode. So that was a bit of a mistake from sort of the strategy side, but then the rest of the race was like spot on. Like we pit boosted late because we basically said, look, if you can get some clear track, which is basically what we did, waited until the last moment to pit boost, had clear track for 6 laps. And I wasn't too confident after FP2 that the pace would be great, but we did a test item, something different to the wet in Monaco. And in Monaco, we're obviously very fast in the rain, so we basically reverted it and made another change, and then the pace felt really good in the race. So the car's strong in the rain, and yeah, like I say, in those 6-8 laps, obviously undercut a few people and just strong. So good pace, good strategy execution from the red flag onwards. And yeah, a good result for the team. Been a lot of work so far this year to get to these sorts of results, and I really appreciate. Everyone's been working very hard. We're still a small team, and growing, but everyone's doing a great job. So, yeah, happy to get some more points for the team. For me personally, I'll be brutally honest. Like, I just feel like if we got everything right, I think I could have maybe gone with that train at the start instead of dropping back. I maybe would have gone forward and stayed P6 and gone with the people ahead. That's the only other thing, and I genuinely think I had the pace to win, or maybe not with Stoffel's strategy, but I think I had the pace to be as fast or faster than Rowland and Barnard. So, yeah, we're getting there. I just want the breakthrough. I want the podium. As soon as that podium happens, even if it's a double header, I'm having many beers on a Saturday.
So you think there is more in the tank tomorrow? Then it's a drier hopefully day.
Dry. I don't know where we are. I would say our pace is top 10. I don't think we're as strong as Monaco, but there's some things we made changes to the car for the race, and some of those philosophies might translate well for the dry. So I need to speak to the guys in a minute and see what we think we can do. But qualifying will be important tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, I think podium will be tough if you're not qualifying in the top 6. So yeah, we'll see.
Great response today after FP1 yesterday. Especially with that turn 16 pass, sort of exercising the demons from yesterday. How did you reset after yesterday?
To be honest, I completely forgot I overtook someone around the outside there. No, I mean, to be honest, in terms of resetting mentally, that's something that I've never really struggled with. I don't usually crash in that kind of fashion, so it was not really a concern for me to bounce back today. Of course, the conditions being completely different also made my life, in terms of bouncing back, a little bit easier as well this morning. With quali being cancelled, I knew I had to, with the potential of quali being cancelled, I knew I had to really try as hard as I could in FP2. Yeah, and to get a P4, obviously starting the race there and then standing on the podium, I couldn't be much happier with how today went.
What were the conditions like out there in the race? It still looked pretty wet for most of the racing.
Yeah, I mean, after the red flag, to be honest, the conditions were not too bad. When you get right close behind another car, especially in turn 1, the spray was really quite bad. But in terms of managing it, in terms of driving, it was okay. I would say FP2 at the end of the session was much worse. So having had that experience, then being in clear air in the race, it was okay.
Was it almost quite handy to have the red flag as the track was changing a little bit to sort of mentally go, oh, it's a different sort of race now?
Not really, because I think I was adapting a bit quicker than everyone else, so I would have liked to try to capitalise on that a little bit more. And of course, a standing start when you're in the front 5 it's not really ideal. Of course, you just want it to be as smooth as possible, but I think we managed as a team very well with all of these situations. And again, to be standing on the podium, I'm super happy.
And it was a great battle with Ollie towards the end there. I mean, do you get can you enjoy those sorts of duels while you're racing, or is it afterwards you look back and go, yeah, that was fun?
I'm a bit frustrated really because I didn't really have an opportunity to really go for it, and trust me, if I did, I absolutely would have. But we still have tomorrow. Every time I've been stood on the podium, he's been in front of me, so I'm going to try and change that tomorrow.
And I mean, 4th podium this season now. I mean, as a rookie, that's incredible. How much more do you have to come this season, do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a great start, that's for sure. We had a couple of races now without a podium, but we had a pole in Monaco, which was positive. How much more I have left? Look, I'm just going to turn up to every weekend and do the best possible job. But I definitely want to win a race now. It's been 4 times I've been on the podium and 4 times not on the top. So I'm going to do all I can to try and win a race.
Congratulations, another great race from you. It's in good form now. It was really clever to go for attack mode straight off.
Yeah, I guess that was a good move thanks to the team.
Yeah.
Okay, they told me quite late, so I think exit of turn 3 they told me to take the attack and I did. So in the end, I guess was a good move. I think maybe podium would have been possible. Obviously, Stoff got kind of lucky with the. I find it a bit of an extreme rule, but that's the way it is, and we have to go on. So we'll see tomorrow. But yeah, good overall result today.
Yeah, there's sorts of things where there's not much you can do sometimes with that.
Yeah.
It was still a strong drive though.
No, I think it was a good drive. Honestly, I'm happy with that.
Do you feel like you're back where you belong a little bit with the form coming in?
Yeah, but I think it's related to a lot to the wet conditions. I think on the wet we've been particularly good, where on the dry after FP1 we were not. So no, yeah, I'm not gonna fly. I'm gonna stay down to earth because tomorrow will be tough when it's dry.
Yeah, what were the conditions like out there? It looked pretty wet.
Yeah, quite wet, but actually I was expecting it worse. I mean, turn 1 is particularly bad because it looks like there's a lot of water coming from all the sides. But then the rest of the track was okay, and it started to dry up a bit towards the end, so not that bad.
How tough was it to focus while waiting to find out whether the race was on? Because it seemed a lot of...
Yeah, war was occurring, honestly. I was not even focusing on that. I was just laughing with Robin, having a good time, and waiting to see there was nothing I could actually do, So.
Yeah. And tomorrow, looking forward to hopefully a slightly drier race.
I'm not sure actually because looks like we are clearly more competitive on the wet, so I guess we'll see.
It's a good test for you.
Yeah.
Good test.
Yeah.
A few races since your last win, Monaco, I think it's 49. It must be sweet to be back on top.
Yeah, feels good. Not an easy race. Obviously, a lot of opportunities with the rain and the management to do, but we kind of gambled a little bit with our strategy, but it was calculated at the same time, and the plan kind of perfectly played in our hands. And the chances that this happens in Formula E sometimes is very, very slim, and you always have to adapt. But this time, the plan actually kind of fully worked out. Surprised not more people tried it, to be fair, so we obviously took it to the very extreme. Just very happy for the team, myself. It's been a little while, now we can celebrate together, but come back strong tomorrow as well.
It felt like the sort of race where something was more likely to happen like that. It must feel fantastic when you've actually thought something through and it just goes perfectly.
Yeah, it's super cool. When you're doing the pre-race briefings and you're talking through all these possibilities, you know that it's super risky to do it, but it was also kind of calculated at the same time. But for all these scenarios to actually perfectly play out in your favor, that's very rare in Formula E, and I'm just proud that we had the idea, we were ballsy enough to do it. We had to do it because we were starting outside of the points, and we knew it could pay us big, and it did today.
And with Maserati winning last year, this win keeps them as kings of Tokyo.
Yes.
Are you enjoying your time with the team?
I definitely am. It's such a good group of people. Some known faces from the past as well, but the vibe is super cool. They're based in Monaco. It's my home there as well, and they're making my life very easy as well to go to the simulator, do all the prep work with them. But we're working well as a team. I think we've had a couple of races of bad luck as well, where things didn't play in our favor. So today feels good to have a little bit of luck as well.
Yeah, and you had such a big chunk of time in the lead. going towards the end. How do you stay focused when you know you've got a big lead like that?
It was difficult because I had to manage so many things. I was going to say on the phone, but on the radio with Thibaut, my race engineer, for once, twice a lap to give him the codes. He was giving me advice on the gap that I had to Wally, that I could back off to make sure that I stay safe enough on my energy, because I was struggling with energy. I was 10% down at some point, and I had to bring the car home. So. It was a lot of management to do.
Yeah, and finally, any fun strategies for tomorrow you can tell us, or is it
well
under wraps?
I think it's going to be dry tomorrow, so it's going to be more straightforward. So we just got to be quick and execute.
Another really great drive.
Yeah.
Another podium, sort of business as usual, really for you now. I think it's the largest points margin in Formula E history at the halfway point at this point.
So someone just told me.
Yeah. How hard is it to keep your focus and keep these points coming in, week out?
Yeah, I mean, look, we just keep doing our best, keep scoring as many points as we can, and the rest will take care of itself. I think we just need to focus race by race, not get too cautious, full attack, and it seems to be working well for us at the moment.
Yeah, and you said you like these conditions, like driving these conditions, and it certainly showed. What is it about these sorts of races that suits you?
Well, I think it's just not making any mistakes, been spot on with strategy, obviously. I really like the wet, but as a Nissan package we've struggled in the past, but it seems like we've made some really good progress, so I'm really happy about that. We can be quite quick in all conditions, so yeah, credit to the team, and hopefully we can keep it up.
Yeah, along with the team, I mean, it feels like you're in some sort of flow state this season with your approach. Has anything in your own approach changed?
Well, a lot changed before last year. Before this year, not a lot. There's not much that's changed at all, but obviously last year I was super competitive in a package that probably wasn't good enough, and this year just having a slightly better car means that I can perform well.
Yeah, and I mean, it was strategy from Stoffel and things happen in races, but you can't seem to get rid of Maserati in Tokyo. Luckily it's a double header. Are you
just quite thankful it's them, to be honest, and not Porsche. So,
Nissan just taking the team's.
This is a punt. It's a roulette.
Yeah.
And it worked for them today.
Yeah.
I mean, that wouldn't work every time. You can't start from pole and do that. So I was just happy it was one.
Yeah, and you must be itching to pip one better tomorrow in the dry. Hopefully.
Oh, if I did that, then I would be absolutely delighted. But let's see.
Yeah. Were you pleased to hear that the race was going ahead, because it was a real unknown? And how do you keep focused and composed while waiting for something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping qualifying wasn't going ahead just because of the position I was starting, but I was pretty sure they were going to try, and they did right. And actually, the weather forecasts were pretty spot on. We thought it was going to stop around the start of the race, and then a bit of drizzling, but they nailed that, and I think they did a great job with. Although I didn't really want a standing start, I got one, so yeah.
Works nicely sometimes.
Well, it was okay. I kept the lead. If I'd have lost it, I'd have been a bit annoyed.
Yeah.